Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today, where we're talking about our insect neighbors.
And glad you could join us. And I'm so glad that we have this opportunity to be with you and to tell you about whatever it is we're telling you about. James, could you bring up the address for people who have not seen some of our videos?
Yes.
So if you would like, you can copy down this address. This is our 8th week of videos, and we have lots of videos from lots of different teachers. And if you've missed any of them, you could find them at this address, youtube.com/the Delphian School. And if you've seen them and you really like them, you could watch them again. And if not, you could just watch them brand new for the first time if you've missed any. So I hope you can do that. James?
Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
There's a multi-legged creature on your shoulder.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is my pet spider. This is Ned. Short for arachnid.
Ah.
Yeah. I knew that we were going to be talking about insects today, and sometimes insects can kind of creep me out because they're like creepy crawly and they've got 6 legs and antenna, and sometimes you're like just minding your own business and suddenly you feel one crawling on your leg and you look down and there it is and it's an ant, but maybe what if it wasn't an ant? But spiders eat a lot of insects.
Ah, so you brought him along for protection.
Yes, because spiders aren't creepy at all.
Right. Well, spiders are not insects.
Right, exactly.
Spiders are arachnids.
Mm-hmm.
And so the story, there's a Greek mythology story about spiders, and and it was said, oops,
oh no, Ned.
I hope he's okay.
He's fine. He's
fine.
It
was said that Athena, the goddess Athena, was jealous of this weaver. This weaver would make clothes and it was just gorgeous, and she was jealous of him, and so she changed him into a spider so that he would weave lovely spider's webs, and no more weaving nice clothes. So,
I mean, this seems like a win-win, though. You either got cool webs or cool clothes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I've seen some lovely spider webs.
Oh, yeah.
But again, spiders are arachnids. They're not insects. And so, you know, there's something that some insects do that I think is quite extraordinary. And we're going to talk about some of the amazing things that insects do that most other animals don't. Insects are part of the animal kingdom. Remember, kingdom is a large grouping of things, living things on the planet. So you have the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom and the bacteria kingdom. Anyway.
The United Kingdom? No, that's not one? My bad.
No.
My bad.
No, that's... Okay, James, we've got to work on that. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the insect kingdom today, and they do something incredible. And there's a picture. Is that picture on their screen?
Yep.
That is one of the incredible things. Probably you know this very well about how butterflies change from caterpillars to butterflies. They start out, it's called metamorphosis. And metamorphosis is changing. And so these butterflies do something incredible. They change from a caterpillar to this cocoon type creature called a pupa. And then they come out as butterflies. As a matter of fact, last summer, and this is something you could do if you're interested, I got this, that looks like a laundry basket, you know, with a top and a bottom, one of these one of these cylinder-shaped laundry baskets, and it's actually a butterfly habitat, a place where butterflies live. And you get these butterfly eggs or cocoons, and actually they start out as caterpillars. And you have these caterpillars and they have their food there, and then they climb up and they climb up on top of the lid of the container. And then once they do that and they form the cocoon, I think it's a couple of weeks. I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but it's not long. And they turn into butterflies. So that's something you could do this summer. You can get them on the internet if you want. And
AG's on here. They say that they got a caterpillar for a painted lady butterfly, and they watched it grow up, and they released.
wow,
and they released it. That is
that's what
so
I did.
cool.
I love butterflies. They're so lovely. They're so dainty. And I think the monarch is probably one of the very most famous butterflies. Anyway, changing, metamorphosis is the physical change in physical form that an insect does. But there are other things besides insects that do it. We're going to look at another one in just a minute, but you know, frogs do that. They have eggs.
Frogs will change up.
And then they go into tadpoles, no legs, and then, you know, little teeny legs like a Tyrannosaurus kind of thing. Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then they get, you know, regular frog legs, and their tails get shorter and shorter. But other animals do that too. Here's a dragonfly is our next slide, and they do the same thing. They have a cocoon, and they change from this creepy crawly into a cocoon, and then they turn into a dragonfly. Now you can see here, dragonflies have 2 sets of wings. Now that's an interesting thing about insects. Insects could either have no wings, 1 pair of wings, or 2 pairs of wings. I can't think of any bird with 2 pairs of wings.
No.
But insects can have that. And you could also see the 3 body parts. There's the head. I think I have a slide later on about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll leave that.
We definitely do. Let me answer a couple of questions here real quick. Really quick. We mentioned the word arachnid, but we didn't define what that is. An arachnid, it's like an insect, but it's different because an insect will have 6 legs, and an arachnid will have 8 legs.
Like Ned over here.
Like Ned, spiders, scorpions. There's a few other creatures like that have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs.
8 legs.
Yeah.
So he got kicked out of the insect club because he had too many legs.
That's right.
Better luck next time.
Yeah.
So
and someone was asking, how do these cocoons hang? And you can see that there's like a little bit that they build that connects it to the branch or whatever they're going to be hanging off of, the lid of your laundry basket. And it's a really strong connection.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what that's made out of. Maybe they like chew up wood and like spit out the wood to make.
I think it's a mixture of that and perhaps saliva. I don't know. But it's very strong material, and it can look, it's that little itty bitty bit of string-like material is holding up the great big cocoon.
That's incredible. Lucas, great question. Thank you for that. And I definitely suggest that you look further into that yourself, because what these insects can make, you know, the things that they can, you know, the webs they can make, the you know, the string they can create, these cocoons. It's really incredible what it's made out of.
Yeah. I have some a cocoon in my drawer in my desk of a silkworm.
Ooh.
And it looks like, you know, a little oval shaped, you know, I don't know, piece of string. And it's this cocoon. And what happens is it has a little hole in it where the animal comes out from the cocoon. But in order to get silk, what I've heard what they do, and we're going a little off topic here, but I hope you don't mind, is when they're making silk, they will put the silk in water or in a hot bath, and that'll kill the insect. So the insect won't make a hole, and then they sort of unwind the cocoon.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's fascinating.
Let's take a look at moths. We have a moth metamorphosis, and it is similar to the butterfly.
Yeah, we have a lot of moths here in Oregon.
Yes, and butterflies.
Oh yeah.
Egg, cocoon, caterpillar, and then the adult moth. So, let's see, anything else? Oh, we're going to talk now. Do we have a picture of grasshopper?
Here we go.
So I was researching grasshoppers for this video, and I found out something incredible. At least I think it's incredible. Mm-hmm. Now, I've seen grasshoppers. You've seen grasshoppers?
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids would chase them around. You know, see them in the grass, they hop around. Okay, well, And I've heard of locusts. You know, locust is one of the plagues in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And what they can do is you get a whole gazillions of them, and they're hungry, and they come into a field and they eat everything in the field. So there's this farmer, he spent, months getting his crop of wheat or whatever ready, and all of a sudden this field of locusts come in and they level it and they eat everything. And the farmer has no food, one of the plagues. So I found out that what happens is grasshoppers are solitary creatures. And what I mean by that is they like to chill by themselves. They don't like to hang out with others. But when food gets scarce, you get a whole bunch of these grasshoppers that come together in a small area. And when that happens, these creatures make this chemical in their body called serotonin. And serotonin, in the course of about 3 or 4 hours, will change a grasshopper into a locust. I had no idea.
I had no idea about that.
I thought they were they look like two completely different critters, don't they? Well, that's what happens when the grasshopper emits this chemical, creates this chemical, because there's so many other grasshoppers hanging out with them. They change, and they change their appearance. Talk about metamorphosis. Talk about a change in the physical appearance of something. I think this is just incredible. And I never knew this before.
It's like when you have a person who just doesn't hang out with a lot of people, and you finally get them like, no, come out with us to the movies. It'll be fine. And they change out of sweatpants.
Right.
And they're like a whole different person.
That's exactly it.
And then they descend on the movie theater and they eat all the popcorn.
Okay. Or it's like people, you meet them, they're nice people, and then they play football and they crash into people and they're like, they're crazy and mean. And then you see them off the gridiron, off of the football field called the gridiron. And they're very nice. How do you do? Nice to see you, but yeah. But if on the football field, exactly. So it's like that with these grasshoppers. Isn't that incredible?
I think I know what the next picture is.
What's the next picture? This is gazillions of locusts. I counted them yesterday.
Oh, really?
Gazillion. There's 1.1 gazillion there. And there they are. There's the poor farmer who spent I don't know how long trying to chase these locusts away, not really helping. And
he seems to be smiling.
Yeah, no, that's called a grimace. He is in pain. It's like, I can't, they're in my eye. How do I feed my family?
Sarah says, that's fear.
Really?
Sarah, I think you're right. Yeah.
What if you had this garden and all of a sudden these guys come in and wipe out your garden? Except it's a little more serious than that for these farmers, because you're wiping out their food source. You're wiping out their source of money. How are they going to pay for anything? Seeds for next year. It's gone.
Here's Shanna's idea. Eat the locusts.
You can, and they're a good source of protein.
And she says with honey.
I found out people have done that and say that they're kind of salty.
Interesting.
But I bet you could take them, and I heard someone else say you could take them and blend them up, and that's how some different herbs and spices come about.
I have eaten, not locust, but like cricket and grasshopper.
Well, if you've eaten a grasshopper, you've almost eaten a locust.
Yeah. It was a little crunchy, and yeah, you're right. It was kind of salty. It was in a lollipop. I don't know if you've ever gotten those. It's a company, I think it's called Cricket Lick It. And it's like a cricket or a grasshopper in a lollipop. And yeah.
I love the name, Cricket Lick It.
Yep. Ezra says he ate a cricket and tasted like popcorn. There we go.
Salted
We've
popcorn.
got our salted popcorn. And I noticed that you can really see this locust right there perfectly. You can see the 2 sets of wings.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 wings. Yep.
Cool.
And Shanna says, ew. Yep.
That's probably what the farmer
Actually,
was
a
saying.
lot of people are saying that. I agree.
Okay. Well, that's something we learned.
Should we go to the next one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So insects scientists have discovered there are millions of types of insects. Not only there are millions of insects, there are millions of different types of insects. I had no idea. I knew there were a lot, but I didn't know there were millions of different types. And they come in many shapes and sizes and colors. And some insects, a lot of insects, are pests to humans. They eat our food and that sort of thing. And they're, you know, not good for that. But there are some insects that are beneficial to humans because they could either eat the other bad insects that are harmful to humans, or there are other insects that help spread pollen, like our friends, the bees.
The honeybees, yep.
Also, there are other animals that will do that, will help fertilize or pollinate a plant, take the pollen from one plant and put it into another plant. Did you know that, we're getting a little off the subject again, that
that's what we do.
That's what we do. That hummingbirds do that.
Yes.
Hummingbirds will come in and they'll, you know, eat the pollen and liquid and whatever from a plant and get some of the pollen on them. Then they'll go to the next plant and they'll take some of the pollen from that plant and put it in this plant. And so that's a good thing for the plants.
Yes, definitely.
So that's a good thing that some insects do. Also, some insects will eat dead plants and break them down so that they form good things for the soil.
Wouldn't it be annoying if every plant that died just kind of stayed there? It never ever went away and just more plants grew on top. I'm glad that insects are there to eat. Insects, bacteria are there to break down the dead plants.
And it's a good thing, because really otherwise we'd be sitting in a bunch of wood and plants and all of this stuff.
Yeah. Mackenzie or Denali, I'm going to guess it's Denali, said that he ate a scorpion and a lollipop. I have not done the scorpion one. You're a braver man than me. And Sarah asked, how are mosquitoes beneficial to the environment? I'll take this question because I was learning the same thing myself last year. So I started looking around and I read something that some scientists, you know, they did their studies and they did the math and they figured out if all mosquitoes just disappeared, everything would be totally fine. So they're, you know, like what if
I would be fine.
So they're looking at like a way to eliminate mosquitoes because it wouldn't create any like terrible effects in the environment. And mosquitoes spread a lot of disease to humans. So if we could get rid of them, it would really help us.
Well, I read an article, now that you bring that up, about how scientists have tried to do that.
Yes.
What they can do is they can take some male mosquitoes or female mosquitoes and zap them with different invisible rays that we're not going to talk about just yet. And it makes them so that they can't have babies. And so then they release them into the wild. And so they think they're reproducing, but they're shooting blanks. They got nothing.
Yep.
But we still haven't managed to cut out mosquitoes.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
Oh, we have an update from Denali on eating the scorpion. He said it tasted bad. Thank you for that in-depth reporting. Yeah. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Thanks for the heads up. We'll avoid eating scorpions. I actually was camping in Northern California many years ago, and I was, you know, brushing away the area from my tent, and I'm brushing away, and there's this little, you know, running away the other way, a little scorpion in California.
And then I was running away the other way. I'm going to a hotel. Okay.
We could take a look at our next one, the praying mantis. They call him a praying mantis because he keeps his little wings in front or little hands in front, and it looks like he's praying.
So a praying mantis is an insect because you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. Those arms in the front, those are actually legs.
Right.
That he uses as arms in order to like grab and hold on to things, but 6 legs.
Good.
Yeah.
And there you see he's eating a wasp, which is
okay
by me.
I'm fine with that. I like wasps.
I wouldn't mind wasps.
Bees are cool.
Bees are cool.
Wasps are not.
Now, there's one kind of wasp, I heard it was, maybe it's a bee, a mason bee. A mason bee is a good bee also because it can also help flowers and trees and that sort of thing. But wasps,
not cool, man.
No.
Not cool. Don't sting me.
We could do the same thing with wasps as we do with the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. Not my favorite.
Yep.
But this is one of the beneficial animals or beneficial insects. And look at those jaws. Holy cow. Yeah, he's like the shark of the insect world.
Yeah. Milo says, I once saw a praying mantis on the sand eating an ant. I imagine you did. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll eat just about any insect that gets that they can catch.
And Akanksha says that their class had a praying mantis. That's cool.
Wow.
I love seeing praying mantises out in the wild. It's rare that I see one, but it's always a treat when I do see it.
Yeah.
And I respect it. I just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You do you.
You know, in many states, I don't know if all states, in many states, it's illegal to hurt them because they kill so many bad insects.
Yep.
So if you see a praying mantis, tip your hat, thank you very much, and leave them alone. Okay.
Now, we're going to have a lot of pictures of bugs and insects and stuff like that coming up here, obviously, because we're talking about insects. So just a warning, if it kind of creeps you out, that's totally okay. Some of these things can be kind of creepy, but we're here to learn.
These are just pictures.
That's right.
Okay. The pictures cannot harm you.
Yeah. Oh, Ben was asking about our background. So what's actually behind us is just a green screen. It's just a green thing of cloth.
Looks like a
there we go.
Tropical rainforest.
Yeah. So there's the cloth that's behind us. That's what actually behind us.
That's all that is.
But we can use it to broadcast this. Now, I put a picture of a rainforest back here today because so many different species of insects, types of insects are found in rainforests around the world.
You'll see some insects later on. We'll talk about some and where they naturally live. And a lot of them live in this neck of the woods. So you don't have to worry about some of these creepy crawlies because some of these guys aren't in where you live. They don't live where you live. Yeah. So a lot of them live in this type of environment.
Yeah. Okay, so Sarah says wasps help with pollination and the stings aren't even as bad as bee stings, so don't be mean to it. All right, I won't personally be mean to a wasp.
I don't know.
And I know that there are several species of wasps that are totally cool. Like there's one called a wood wasp. That it's not going to attack you unless you attack it first, which is fair. And they're not generally very mean. Mackenzie and Denali say, don't destroy the mosquitoes. They get eaten by fish, that get eaten by eagles and bears. Okay, good. We're going to save the eagles.
Okay.
And Lorna says, hit the forest.
Okay.
All right.
Our next picture is another beneficial animal.
Ladybugs.
Ladybugs.
I love ladybugs. Yeah, they're so cool.
Now I wonder, what do they call the male ladybugs?
Dude bugs.
Dude bugs? No, they're all ladybugs.
They're all ladybugs, yeah.
And there's a picture of the ladybug eating a little insect called an aphid. Mm-hmm. There's something very interesting about an aphid. Now, there are some insects, usually, when you want to have baby insects, you need a male insect and a female insect, and they have to get together, and the egg gets fertilized, and bingo bango, you get baby insects. The aphid is a type of insect that doesn't have to do that. It's some ants, some aphids, and some wasps, bees, some grasshoppers and stick insects, we'll be seeing a stick insect in a little bit, can reproduce just the mama. Just the mom makes another bug, the same type of bug. Now, I've heard
that's pretty handy.
That it cuts down on dating.
Yeah.
There are frogs that do that too, I've heard. Frogs, and there are some other birds that might be able to do that. Mm-hmm. If you remember from Jurassic Park, they took some of the DNA from the frog and put it into the dinosaur that was missing the DNA, and then the dinosaurs could reproduce by themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's something that frogs can do. That's something, we have a picture here of aphids. There's a big long word, and it's called parthenogenesis.
Blessing.
Achoo. And so partho comes from the Greek language, and it means virgin or not having undergone relations with the opposite sex. And genesis or genesis is from Greek, and it means creation. So parthenogenesis is the creation of another creature just from one creature.
That's
I thought
cool.
that was interesting.
My mom grows a lot of roses in her garden, and several times she's gone and bought ladybugs. You can buy ladybugs in places.
Yes,
and she's released the ladybugs because the aphids were coming after her roses, so she sicked the ladybugs on the aphids, and then we had pretty ladybugs instead of harmful aphids.
Right, and ladybugs don't harm people. They don't bite or anything like that. They're one of them beneficial insects.
Yeah, and they're pretty.
They are. I
Yeah.
think they are.
Yeah,
And they have a cool name.
they do.
Yeah. Okay. Now here.
That's not a ladybug.
That is not a ladybug. This is looks like a housefly.
Mhm.
And it's just showing you the different.
Or an ant, a carpenter ant.
Could be a carpenter ant.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's showing you the different parts. All insects have 3 parts. They have the head, they have the thorax or chest, and they have the abdomen, which is the bottom part of their body. They could have wings. This one does. If they do have wings, they're either a pair or a double pair, like we saw in the dragonfly. They have antennae, or 2 antennae.
Mm-hmm.
Two antennae, 1 antenna.
Yeah. There
Anyway,
you go.
that's what they have coming
Yeah.
out. And those are the different parts. That's why our old friend Ned the spider is not an insect, because he doesn't have the 6 legs. He doesn't meet the requirements.
There you go.
They also,
You must have this many legs to be an insect.
right. Also, there's another picture I think coming up of that. Isn't
Ooh.
that fascinating?
Compound eyes.
So bugs, insects, usually have compound eyes that look like that. That's sort of a close-up. And each one of those little spaces is an eye. And they don't see as clearly as people do, as eyes, people have eyes, especially people with glasses. But the advantage is they have them on either side of their head so they can see what's coming. And if they're curved like this, they could also see little what's coming from their back. And they can sense when there's light. If there's a change in the light, like something's coming toward them, they can spot that. They're really good at spotting light changes. And so I thought that's fascinating, those eyes.
So those are the eyes of, maybe that's a housefly right there.
Could be a housefly.
But yeah, so it makes it so that you can't see specific things really well, but like Marty said, changes in light, motion, it can pick up motion really easily.
Right.
If you've ever tried to swat a housefly, it always, as soon as you start moving, he knows you're there.
Right.
Yeah.
They can sense the presence of danger because of the changes in light.
Yep.
Now we have some insects, some sizes, different sizes of insects.
All
How are we
right.
doing on time? Okay, I think we can
Good.
get through this.
Yep.
This, I have some
That's a big bug.
large insects. This one is in North and South America, not in my part of North and South America, Australia and Asia and Southeast Asia.
Yep.
And it's a giant water bug. Water bug doesn't sound very dangerous, but you could see the 6 legs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And you can see the body, and you can see the finger there to get an idea how big that sucker
Wow.
is.
That's almost 5 inches long.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big. Yeah,
That's a pretty big bug. Next is the elephant beetle.
that doesn't look like an elephant.
That doesn't look like a beetle either, but it's a pretty big beetle.
Yeah.
And
Boy, that's big. I can understand why they called it an elephant beetle, though, because elephants are really big. And that beetle is really big.
I mean, look at the hand that it's on.
Yeah.
Now, I guess they're kind of friendly.
Oh, that's good. Lorna just asked, would that bug hurt me? I don't think so. I don't think
if
so.
it would, then the person probably wouldn't have it sitting on their hand and saying, here, take a picture. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get your camera. You ready?
There we go.
Okay. So it doesn't look like it. Remember, these guys mainly eat other insects and that sort of thing. But this is its neighborhood. That's why we have this background. It's in the rainforests in
Yeah.
Central and South America. So you're not going to find it in your big cities or in the countries here. And,
Really, I'm not going to see that in New York.
not usually.
Okay.
Let's
All right.
see.
Here's an Atlas beetle.
An Atlas beetle.
That
Look
is
at the
gorgeous.
size of that. And again, the guy's got it on his hand.
Yeah.
How dangerous can this be? It's not poisonous. It's holding on to the guy's. It has its hands, fingers here, so
Yep.
the bug is kind of wrapped around the fingers, but it not poisonous. It's just kind of creepy looking.
Yeah. And I've seen videos of these. I'm pretty sure it was these bugs. And it uses those horns basically on the front of its head to fight with other beetles of its own kind. You know, like let's say they both want a particular thing, and they'll kind of like nudge at each other like this, and one will try to fling the other one away.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Triceratops.
Yeah.
It's like the Triceratops of insects.
That's cool.
So there you go. Dinosaurs live on.
Yeah. Yeah.
This next one is the
Actaeon?
I'll take it. It's over 5 inches long, the Actaeon beetle from South America.
Wow.
And it's another beetle. Looks like it's pretty big.
It's pretty chunky beetle right there. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see sort of a hand holding it up so you get an idea how big it is. It's a little over 5 inches also. And again, it's South America. Lima South America? Well, the equator goes through South America, through Ecuador. Lima. Is it Lima? No, Lima's in Peru. Quito in Ecuador is the only capital country that is on the equator. And so the equator, where it's warmest, goes through that part of South America, and there are parts above it and parts below it. So there's a lot of this rainforest there, and it's warm, and there are lots of bugs there. And so that's where these guys can survive, because there's lots of food.
Yeah. Shannon makes a good point. She says, my mom makes a good point that people hold poisonous snakes, so why wouldn't they hold a poisonous beetle? That's a good point. That is a good point. And if I see a bug this big, I am not picking it up.
Well,
these are probably experts. These are probably, bugologists, scientists that study these insects.
Just made up that.
Of course I made up that word.
So with poisonous snakes, though, they'll hold on to it, but they'll hold on to the head.
Yeah.
So it can't snap and bite them. This guy was holding, they could wrap itself around there. I don't think these guys are poisonous.
I think it's pretty good rule that if you're not sure, try to find out before you go. Just, what's this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is the...
Okay. You just put these on here to try to get me to read these words.
I did.
Thanks, Marty. All right. Enoplocerus Armillatus.
There you go. Almost 6 inches long. Look at the size of that sucker. Again, Central and South America, because that's where the rainforests are. That's where the bugs are. That's where it's warm and wet and lots of bugs and lots of food for him to eat. You could clearly see the 6 legs, the mane, the body, the head, and I don't know if we can see all the parts there.
Yeah.
But the head, there's the abdomen, the antenna, and the antennae, and the 6 legs, and the whole 3 sections and everything.
So we have some in our Q&A section here. We have some scientific analysis of this Enoplocerus Armillatus.
It just rolls right off your tongue.
No, it rolls right off the tongue like falling out of a tree. So April says, ew, 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 ew. Lorna says, keep that thing away from me. That's some good analysis.
Problem.
Yeah.
It's thousands of miles away.
Yep.
And it wouldn't want to come here even if it had a map.
That's right.
Because this is not where its food is.
Well, I'm so glad that I can pronounce that name. The next one has got to be easier. Titan beetle. Yay!
Huh? Easy. That's almost 7 inches long. Look at the size of that thing.
That is.
I just put these on here because I think it's interesting. Now, I've never seen a Titan beetle. I've never seen all of these large beetles and bugs. I mean, I've seen a praying mantis.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen a grasshopper.
Yep.
But these guys are way bigger. We're talking about, that's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And there again, South America, that's where the food is. And I just thought, why not? Let's see something that you probably haven't seen before. That's what education's about. And learn about this stuff, even though you'll probably never run into one. It's a good thing to be able to see what's on this planet.
Yeah, Mackenzie or Denali says, I would want to catch it. You would make a really good scientist.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. I'm sure the next one will be super easy to pronounce again. Hercules beetle. Yeah.
Yes. Now look at that. I wouldn't want to get stuck in there. That sort of reminds me of a crab, like a hermit crab.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one that I've seen sparring where they like try to fling each other away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can clearly see the 6 legs. You can see the little strange looking antennae, and
like that there.
Yeah.
Side there. Yeah.
Anyway.
Now Valeria says these pictures give me the creeps. Yes, and that totally might be, and they're a little creepy to me too. But
they're interesting. I think
they're interesting, and I think it's a good idea to, if something is scary to you or kind of creepy, I like to learn more about it. If something is scary to me, and I learn more until it's not scary to me anymore. Like I know that these big bugs are not near where I live, and that makes me feel better.
Right. South America, not likely to run upon one anytime soon.
Sarah says, that thing is the size of my rabbit.
You think that guy has big jaws? Wait till you see the next one.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is the Macrodontia cervicinoris. This is 7 inches long. Now we're getting big. And look at the jaws on that guy.
I thought 5 inches was big. This is 2 inches longer than that.
Yep.
I'm not going to pick this bug up.
Central and South America, you don't have to worry.
Here's something I noticed about this picture. It's not on a person's hand.
Right. And what a pretty design there is on that, on the back part, on the abdomen.
Yep.
That's really pretty. I wonder, are those wings?
Those look like wings.
They look like
you can
wings.
see that separation in the center. It looks like wings.
Very pretty.
Really pretty.
Okay. Next is our old friend. This is, I guarantee
praying
this is
mantis. Yeah, up to
there
7
he
inches.
is.
I have not seen a 7 inches long
I haven't
mantis.
seen one, but look at those.
Biggest I've seen is probably 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches.
But look at the eyes and those look like teeth on the.
Yeah, really good. So when it clamps down,
and it catches something, it holds onto it.
Really tight.
When it catches a bug, again, they're totally harmless to humans, helpful actually to humans.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the ones that are in North and South America and Europe and all over the place, because if they're not native to those areas, I can understand why people would have them come into their areas.
Mm-hmm.
You take them, and if you're a farmer, I'd love to have praying mantis in my field because they'll chew up all the bugs that will eat the crops.
Yep. Okay, good. Milo, yes, I can see your questions. I don't have the opportunity to take up every single question and comment here. Literally hundreds of things that you guys send in, and I love it. Thank you so much. Don't stop sending stuff in. Just in the interest of time, we have to skip a whole bunch in order to get to everything.
And did you see Loma's comment? That's it, right?
Yeah, Lorna says, yeah.
Okay, now.
It's a good point.
There, don't do the next slide just yet.
Okay.
There's this one. This next one is the largest animal that has ever, the largest insect that has ever lived. It does not live, it's not living any longer. Thank your lucky stars. It was found in ancient times, a fossil or a record of it was found in ancient times in China. It's the Phryganistria chinensis.
Sounds good to me.
And this guy built a model. It's the largest insect that ever lived. It lived in North America 280 million years ago. No, not, that's the Phryganistria chinensis.
Oh,
let's go to that one.
Okay, yeah.
And that looks like a stick bug.
That's a stick bug. It's a stick insect.
That's
Actually,
the one that's
that one's
still
huge.
alive.
I would call that a branch insect, not a stick insect. That's huge.
Pardon me. That's the one that's still alive.
Yeah. That was
And
still
that's
alive.
from China, but
Yeah,
that's
25 inches
that's
long.
over 2 feet long.
One,
But-
2, 3, 4, and then those must be additional legs there up in front.
1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's the antenna. The antenna's at
Antenna.
the bottom.
Oh, that's the bottom. That's the front. What
Yeah.
a good disguise. I can't even tell which way's up. You know?
He's hanging upside down.
Yep, just
That's
hanging
the
out.
one that's still alive. That is the 25 inches. But here's the one. It's the Metamorphosis permiana, which was, look at that.
Ooh!
Its wingspan was 28 inches long.
Wow.
That's its wingspan, over 2 feet. That means each wing is probably
A foot.
over a foot.
Wow.
And it was 17 inches long. And it was in North America 280 million years ago. You don't have to sweat.
Shanna asks, is that alive? No, this one has been
It's a model.
extinct for hundreds of millions of years,
That's just
which
a
is
model.
not long enough.
Now, if you think about all of the animals in the whole animal kingdom, you could probably think of some really dangerous ones.
Mhm.
If I'm thinking of a dangerous animal, I'm thinking of a snake like the cobra,
Yeah.
or the black mamba.
Or that one that we saw, that guy, you know, that looks dangerous, right?
Not compared to a king cobra or
True.
what's the other? The saltwater crocodile.
Yeah,
Saltwater
yeah.
crocodiles kill a couple of thousand people in the whole world every year, because you could be, you know, swimming, or maybe in more primitive societies, you know, washing clothes in the river, and all of a sudden this guy comes up from underwater, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Because saltwater crocodiles can be in saltwater, but they can also be in freshwater, and so they're aggressive. You know, you could be sitting there minding your own business, and some animals, you know, fine, you're minding your own business and they're cool with that. But some animals, it's like, oh, food, you know, and so they see something alive and they attack it. So these saltwater crocodiles attack, or sharks, you know, you think sharks, you know, or you think orcas, killer whales,
Yep.
or things like that. And you think, oh, gosh, I'd hate to be in the water with those suckers.
Yep.
But they're actually not the deadliest animals.
Really?
There are 2 types of animals that are more deadly than they are. And here's one of them. Get ready. No, not that one. Not that one. These are some of the things that I thought would be dangerous.
Oh, like a buffalo.
Cape buffalo.
With the big horn. It can
Look,
use
it's killing a lion in there.
Yeah, it can use that to defend itself.
Right. Or the box jellyfish. It has all
That
of
guy
these
got
things.
stung by jellyfish.
You did?
No,
that
that
did.
guy. Yeah.
Okay. Or the black mamba.
Black mamba, super
an-
poisonous snake.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Again, not from around here.
yeah, that was Kobe's nickname.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or this
There's a
is the type of
viper.
snail, a type of snake that kills more humans than any other kind. It's not from around here.
That's good.
Saltwater crocodile. Never smile at a crocodile, because you can't get friendly with a crocodile. Anyway, this is the deadly animal.
You
that
really
I'm
worked me
talking
up on that
about.
one, didn't you? I'm thinking there's like some giant flying snake that's gonna come. No,
Gotcha.
no.
So this is the deadly animal. It's the Tse Tse Fly, little tiny Tse Tse Fly, but it carries disease with it that kills more humans than all of those other guys, snakes and crocodiles, and combined. This guy's more deadly. A little tiny insect. So some insects would be good to get rid of.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has a good word to say about the Tse Tse Fly.
Yep.
And next is the most deadly animal on the planet. Get
Yep.
ready.
Sarah and Ezra and a few others. You guys are right.
It is the
Mosquito.
mosquito. Because mosquitoes, you see,
Boo.
when it's drilling into the skin like that, to get blood, because that's what's on their diet. They can give us these diseases, like malaria. Malaria is a very dangerous disease.
Not a good disease.
Let's see. They're about, well, you know about the size of them. So I thought it would be good to wrap it up because we're almost done.
Yeah, look at the time. Okay.
With a couple of interesting facts about mosquitoes. Scientists, as I mentioned, have figured out there are over 1 million different types of of insects, and they're guessing that we only know about 40% of them.
Wow.
So if you want to visit, rainforest, I'm sure
go hunting and looking for new insects.
You could have a mosquito named after you. Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, I don't know about mosquito. I don't want people to be like, oh man, here comes the James bug. Kill it.
Or some kind of other insect. And also scientists have figured out the weight of all the ants. Now, how big is an ant? Not very big. The weight, and they can't weigh much.
Right.
Not even a gram. Anyway, the weight of all the ants on the planet is greater than the weight of all the people on the planet. That can give you an idea of how many ants there are. They live in huge colonies. And I've heard there are movies about these armies of ants that just move and destroy anything in their path because there's so many of them.
There you go.
And scientists also believe that the weight of the insects, all the insects in the world, is 70 times more than the weight of all the people on the planet.
Wow.
So you think of, houseflies and praying mantis and ladybugs. And if you got all of them together and you put them on a scale,
way more than humans.
Way more than all the people on the planet. So before you talk about wiping them out, take a look around, make sure none of these insects are around because there's lots of them. And again,
there's one.
There's not so much around here, or probably around where you live, but in the country or in the rainforest or in various parts of the world, lots of insects. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something and had fun. I'm glad we could spend a few minutes together. If you'd like to see any of those videos that we've done, this is our 8th week of doing videos.
Yes.
This is our 8th week of doing videos. We have one more week. I hope you can join us, and I hope you can review some of the videos. James showed you that web address. Could you bring that up again, James?
Yeah, let me go back to that. All the way back.
There it is.
YouTube.com/The Delphian School.
So if you want to review any of them or miss any of them or would like to tell your friends about any of them, that's the place to go to see them. And remember to stay curious because curiosity is the cure for boredom. If you're feeling bored, find something interesting and find something to be curious about. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.